Okay. Good evening, everybody, and good evening from Dalat. This is lesson number 5, and in this lesson, we'll focus a great deal on IELTS listening. But we don't have to rush into anything, right? Let's start the lesson today with something relaxing. Let's play a game, a vocabulary game. I'm going to send you guys a link, and this game is a little bit different from the game that we usually play. Um, in today, you won't have to compete with anyone. Instead, you will have time to, sit alone and check how many new words you remember. Let me share my screen. I'm going to send you guys a link and you will see the title here. Lesson number 5, review vocabulary. Let's hit the button start. Okay. Okay, I chose a theme game show, and you see here there are different boxes, and you will have 30 seconds to answer a question. You can choose any box to open first, but you will need to answer all of them. So let's say I will choose a random box. I will go for, let's say, number 7. So here you have 30 seconds to answer a question. You will see find a synonym of the word replacement. And here there are 4 options. You will need to choose, I don't know. You will need to ask yourself, and what is a word which has the same meaning as the word replacement. Okay, ask yourself and choose an option. Thank you. I'm running out of time. Okay, so let's wait for me there for about 5 seconds. Done. Okay, let's get the link in the chat box, and you guys will have 8 boxes to open. Please tell me in the chat box when you have finished the game or when you are done. All right, let's get the link in the chat box. Enjoy. Okay, let me share my screen, and this is what I see from a teacher's account. Just wait for me for about 5 seconds. a lot of latecomers. Hello, latecomers. We have just finished. We have just finished a game. So here are the words that appeared in the game. This app is a different app, and this one shows the answer immediately. So basically, you see the answer, but I will need to ask you about the meaning of the meanings of other words. So now I would like to discuss with Thanh Hà. You came late. That's all right. But here, ha prescribe. What does it mean? Thanh Hà.
It means that the doctors prescribes medicine for you.
Exactly. A doctor. It means that a doctor, like the act of telling someone to take a certain type of medicine or drug. Very good. Criticize. What does it mean?
Criticize means that you judge someone
Yes.
heavily.
Yes, judge someone and say something negative, right, about someone or something. And here, there's this word. We learned the noun form before, but I hope that you recognize the verb form. What does it mean? What does it
Um,
mean? I'm sorry.
this
As
is
it
this is
explode.
this is the verbs that
The verb.
usually goes with the bomb. I mean, usually the bomb explode. It's
Ah, mm. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes people may say a bomb explodes, but the word explode or the noun, this is a verb, and the noun form is explosion. It also means something, it also means a sudden increase or a strong increase. Thank you. And here we have scrutinize. Scrutinize, it means, yes, to check something or to examine something carefully. Companies and organizations, they hate to be scrutinized by the government because no organizations want to be examined heavily by the government. All right, so let's move on. Number 2, let's find the odd one out. Thank you, Ha. And I would like to discuss this with Quang Vinh. What Quang Vinh was, the answer is already here. And Vinh, what does autonomy mean?
From what I remember, autonomy means to do, to operate without being under anyone's control.
Yes, to have the freedom to make decisions or to operate or to do things. Yes. So synonyms of the word autonomy are freedom or independence. Thank you. Thank you, Vinh. And everybody here, the word limitations, the other 4 options, they are synonyms, right? Limitations, restrictions, boundaries, and constraints. They all mean that you are not allowed to do things and there are some certain limitations. Okay, so now I will move to number 3. I would like to discuss number 3 with Phong. Hello, Phong. Phong, can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Hi, Phong. The answer is here. Technique is not an adjective, but what does it mean?
Technique means like the way to do something.
Exactly. The way, the method, like a way, a method, or a practice is not related to the word technology at all, everybody. A technique is a specific way of doing something. Next, legitimate. What does it mean?
It's kind of make legal. Like you can do something follow to the law.
Exactly. Like in a social situation, it means being reasonable. In a context which is related to laws and the legal system, yes, it means that it is legally right. It means something that is allowed by the government, right? And moral. Can you give me a synonym of the word moral? Hello, Fang?
Ethical.
Immoral. I think synonym. Sorry, it's ethical.
Yes, ethical, right? Thank you. So, the word moral here can be the word moral here can be both a verb and a noun. A verb. I'm sorry, my brain isn't working well. It can be both an adjective and a noun, and basically it means the way, the appropriate way to behave or to do something. Next, well, this is a word that I already gave you guys a matching homework, and this is one of the words. What does it mean? Extravagant.
Mean we spend an amount of money, but it's too much, and we and it's not it's unnecessary.
Exactly. Exactly. So the word extravagant, everybody, extravagant, it means something that's very expensive and something luxurious and it's not necessary. I agree. Yes. Thank you, Phong, and let's move on. Extravagant, very expensive, luxurious. Now I would like to discuss number 4 with Hua. Hello, Hua. So we see here the word doctor and the synonym is the word physician. They are not 100% the same, but you can paraphrase the word doctor for the word physician. Who is a secretary or secretary? Hua? Hoa, can you please unmute yourself? Ah, okay, maybe she's not here. So I would like to ask Hương Chang, please. Hello, Chang, who is a secretary.
Secretary is a person who can help the boss arrange the meeting
Mhm.
or note some notes
Yes, arrange meetings and organize conferences or keeping records. Very good. So representative, what does it mean?
I think it's a person who is responsible for a product or
Hmm.
um,
And what does that person do? Does he
uh,
invent a product or does he what does that person do?
he sells something.
Exactly. He sells a product. Thank you. And Chang, do you know the short form of this word? It looks pretty long, right? And in spoken English, sometimes people cut it short. And do you know the short form of this word?
I don't know.
The short form is a rep.
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes you may hear people say a sales rep. Um, it means it is a representative. Thank you, Chang. Correct. The word a representative here, it has two meanings depending on the context. When it comes to selling a product, a representative is a person who works for a company and he or she tries to sell a product, like a new drug. But the word representative also means someone who represents a company or maybe even a country to participate in an event like a competition. Thank you. And now let's look at this photo. You see here, this is a flat area, and it's a flat area, and you see a lot of sunshine. There are chairs and a table for people to sit there and do sunbathing. And we have four different options. Yes, the place where people sit and enjoy the sun. It is a terrace. But now let's talk. And you see here, the word dormitory, right, or dormitory is American English, or it can be used in both America and the UK. However, the word a hall of residence is 100% British, and they mean the same thing. A bed sit. What is a bed sit? I would like to hear from. Linh Nguyễn, please. Hello, Linh. What is a bed sit? Hello, Linh Nguyễn. Linh Nguyễn, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, I'm here.
What is a bed sit?
I'm not sure, but I think it is the synonym with apartment or flat.
Wow. Well, the word a bed sit is usually smaller compared to an apartment.
So it's like a studio.
Yes, very similar to a studio flat, right? But now, Link, this word is very suggestive. You can guess the meaning just by looking at the word. Let's look at this word and tell me some main things that people do when they live in a bed sit.
I think they just sleep.
Yes, and
Maybe sit.
yes. Sleep and sit are correct. So here, this is not as big as an apartment because an apartment has different rooms. You may have maybe a living room or a kitchen, but
Oh.
if you live in a bed set, you will only
Just
have
have
a bed.
one room.
Yes, just one room and a bed to sleep, and maybe a table to sit there, and that's it. Right? Just that's it, and that's why the name is a bed set. Right. Okay, let's move on. Thank you, Ling. And now we have the word artificial. I'm sure that you guys have heard the phrase artificial intelligence many times. Here, you can paraphrase the word. A synonym of the word artificial is the word man-made, or the word synthetic. But now let's look at the word here, this word. We actually discussed this word when we read about a very famous scientist who created purple, the color purple. So here, I would like to discuss this with Chang. Ho Chang, please. Hello, Chang. Can you please unmute yourself? Hello, Chang. Ho Chang. Oh, okay, she left. Tung Anh, please. Hello, Tung
Yeah,
Anh.
yeah.
We have the word eminent. What does it mean?
I thi- I don't know the meaning, so the synonym for element, I guess famous or respect
Yes, be
or
respected.
people.
Right. Yes. So the word eminent here, for example, Ngô Bảo Châu. I think Ngô Bảo Châu is an eminent scientist. Not everybody, not everybody who's famous and popular is eminent. Today, due to the development of the internet, many people are internet famous, like famous on the internet, and they are popular, but we can't say that they are eminent. Why? The word eminent is used to describe a person who's not only famous, but that person is respected by many others thanks to his or her contribution to society, right? And next, Tung Anh, the word prompt. All right, this word can be a verb, a noun, and an adjective. Tell me anything that you remember about the word prompt. This is a crazy word. Tung Anh, yes.
From in verbs, that mean to make somebody decide to do something.
Exactly, correct. As a verb, it means to make or to cause somebody to do something, or to make somebody do something, correct? And as an adjective, do you know the meaning of this word? As an
Adjective, synonym for prompt is immediate.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Very good. Immediate or instantly. Do it immediately. Do it promptly. Very good. Oh, and as a noun, do you know the meaning of the word prompt as a noun?
Now from I guess kind of reminder, remind somebody to do something.
Oh, yeah, very close, very close. Think about IELTS speaking part 2. And in speaking, IELTS provides you some suggestions, right? Some suggestions how to develop a talk. So a prompt as a noun, it is a suggestion. Well done, Tung Anh, because not many people can remember the meaning of the word prompt as a verb, as a noun, and as an adjective. This is a crazy word. Thank you. Now let's move on. We have number 7. Here you guys will see that the word create is different because it means to make or produce something totally new. But here the word mimic or copy or imitate, it they all mean to repeat something that someone has done. So this is different from the others. And the other three options, they are synonyms: copy, mimic, and imitate. Now let's look at number 8, replacement. The answer is here. The answer is here, right? Substitute. But now let's discuss the meaning of other words. Now I would like to ask, I would like to ask Thuy Linh, please. Hello, Thuy Linh.
Hello, teacher.
Hi. What does it mean? Longevity.
Longevity is the length of the life.
Exactly. So you see the word long, right? Longevity is yes, the length of something. We can use this word to talk about how long a person is expected to live, but we also can talk about the life of maybe the life of something, how long something lasts. Very good. And next, let's move on to the word perception. What does it mean?
The perception, I think that is knowledge, maybe.
Very close, very close. Like, but knowledge is more like you know about something, but perception is more like you think about something. So perception is our opinion, or the way we think about something or somebody. And the last word, reinforcement. What does it mean?
Well, I think that some kind of like encourage, promote. I think that.
Yes, exactly. So when you guys want to reinforce something, very good. Yes, you want to encourage that thing to happen again. When you want to reinforce something, you want to strengthen it. I agree. Yes, so it's a kind of encouragement, or yes, the act of strengthening something. Very good. Thank you, everybody. 8 questions, but in about 5 minutes, you play the game with about 20 words. Well done. Thank you. So now let's move on, and the focus of our lesson today will be on IELTS listening, and that is why I'm speaking English. We'll finish listening first, and after a short break, I will correct your reading homework later. And today we'll move to the second topic in IELTS speaking. But before we move on, I would like to check whether or not you remember what we have learned. Hello, Cha. Cha, can you please unmute yourself? Hi, Cha. Cha, unmute. Hi. Cha, we have learned 2 topics in IELTS listening. What are they? Do you remember?
The first, I remember about the accommodations and about the
yes, accommodation, totally correct. Like renting accommodation. What is the other topic?
maybe arrange an appointment.
Oh, yes, yes, very close. Is looking for a part-time job, and of course, right, when you look for a part-time job, you want to have an interview, or you want to arrange an appointment with your interviewer. Very good, Cha. Thank you very much. So yes, everybody, we have learned 2 topics: looking for a part-time job and looking for, yes, a suitable apartment or a home accommodation. And today we'll move to another topic. Now let's imagine when you go to another country, the very first thing that you care about is, yes, you need a roof over your head, right? You will care about accommodation. And then after you are okay with your accommodation, with your studies, you want to have a part-time job, to earn some money to support yourself, and also to have more interact with people in the country that you come to. But after a year, when you live or study there, you may want to do another thing, which is traveling, everybody. Traveling is a part of studying abroad, right? So yes, the topic that we'll talk about today, the topic that we'll study today is going traveling. Let's wait for me for about 10 seconds to send you guys the very first file. And let's wait for me a bit. Here, lesson number 5. And we have okay, and hi Bao, welcome. Bao, can you please check the chat box and tell us what you see?
I see a file is the put words into right.
Yeah, the name is a bit long, right? Category.
Yeah, put together.
Thank you. Exactly. Everybody, let's check the chat box. And when you open the file in the chat box, you will see this. You will see 4 columns, right? First, what to do on holidays. So it's not about you, right? It's about the activities that many people do when they go on holiday. And now accommodation. Well, when it comes to holiday, the types of accommodation are different. Now for example, when you go on holiday, you may want to stay in a villa, but when you study abroad, not many people choose to rent a villa to live in, right? So the types of accommodation can be a little bit different. Where to visit and where to visit, yes. And next, some unexpected situations that may happen when you go on a trip. For example, you may miss your flight. Ooh, you don't want that to happen, but you know, in real life, sometimes it happens. So you see here we have a table and there are 4 columns. You will need to put the words below the table into the right category. Here we have a lot of words. So for example, let's look at the word let's have a guess. I would like to ask hello Zhangchen. Zhangchen, can you please unmute yourself?
Em đây ạ.
Hi. When we say this word, there is a letter which is silent. Like you don't say it. Guess which letter? One letter must be silent. Which letter here?
I think the letter is silent.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Actually, you don't hear letter E when people say it, correct? Yes, correct. But now I should be more specific. Which consonant? I'm not talking about vowels like a letter E or letter A. Consonants. Except for we're not talking about letter A or letter E. Forget about them.
Okay.
Which other letter is silent when you say this word? Not A, not E. Forget about it. That's letter. Okay, let me help you out here.
Oh, thank you.
Can you say no? I'm not done yet. Can you say this word with letter T being silent?
Castle.
Letter T. Castle.
Castle.
Yes, exactly, castle. And then where should I put the word castle? Where? Which number?
Number 3.
Number 3, right? We don't rent or not many people choose to stay in a castle on their holiday. So it makes better sense to put the word castles in the column number 3, all right, everybody? Now let's look at the words here and choose where choose the place where you will put the words here. And here you also can add other words that you know. So I try to help you. I'm trying to make you become familiar with the words that usually appear in an IELTS recording. However, if you know other words, feel free to put them here. Okay. And if you want to, there are some new words here. If you want to use a dictionary, yes, that will be great. I encourage you to use a dictionary. Ask your friends about the words that you don't know first. And if your friends also don't know the words, some of the words here, use a dictionary. Right. Thank you. Okay, everybody, let's get the file in the chat box. Now I will send you into different breakout room. When you get into your room, a member in each room, please share your screen, because some of your friends are using their mobile phone and they may not be able to get the file. Thank you. Okay, accept my invitation, please. Let me share my screen and let's put the words here into the right category. I will use different colors. I will code the categories here using different colors so that we can save time. So let's talk about what to do on holidays, and I would like to hear from Trịnh Thu, please. Can you please tell me the words that you put in the first category, what people do on holiday?
Yes. Go whitewater rafting.
They may go rafting, right? Everybody, so the short word is rafting, but sometimes you may hear the whole phrase, which is much longer, white water rafting. Thu, do you know what is rafting, or what is white water rafting? Is it a normal sport, or is it a dangerous sport?
I think it's a dangerous sport.
Yes. And what equipment or what device do people need if they want to go rafting? Do they need a bicycle, or do they need a boat, or do they need yeah, so what equipment do people need?
I think you will need a boat.
Yes, people need a boat, everybody. When people go rafting, they travel down a stream or a river at a fast speed on a boat, on a small boat. Now, the beauty of learning online is that I can show you guys photos and you will get the meaning of a new word immediately. Rafting is a dangerous sport. And it's not for everybody, it's for people who want to challenge themselves. So you will see here, they are going down a stream or a river at a fast speed. And Thu, let's look at this photo. What is the color of the water? What is the color that you see? What's the color? Is it blue or brown?
It's brown and not clear.
It's white, right? It's white because you will see, like, because people travel very fast, and you see that is why the long name of this sport is white water rafting, because water flows very fast, everybody. So rafting is a sport that people go very fast on a boat, and sometimes you may hear the longer version in an IELTS listening test, white water rafting. Now, I know that you may never give it a try. You don't like something dangerous, but white water rafting is an extreme sport or a risky sport that is sometimes mentioned in the IELTS listening test. That is why I'm teaching you guys. Okay, so let's go back to our table. We have whitewater rafting. I am a very sporty person, but I don't like rafting. It's too much for me. Yeah, but at least we need to know what it is. Pooh, yes, keep going.
The next is sunbathe.
Ah, sunbathe. Okay. Next,
Go skiing.
go skiing. Where do people often go skiing? In a cold country or in a hot country?
In a cold countries.
Yes, in a cold country where there is snow. Yes, keep going.
Go trekking.
Go trekking. Ooh, what is that? Can you describe it, please? What does trekking mean? So when yeah.
Thing is we take a long journey
Hmm.
and on foot.
Yes, very good. So everybody, when people go trekking, they don't swim, they don't run, they walk. But their journey is challenging. They usually walk through maybe a forest. It's challenging, but it's rewarding because the landscape is usually very beautiful. Yes, Thu, keep going.
Go fishing.
Go fishing. Yes. What else?
Go scuba diving.
Okay. Here we have I would usually say scuba diving, but I would need to check whether or not there are another way to say this word. Let's stick with scuba diving, the U sound. So Pooh, can you please repeat it, please?
Scuba diving.
Scuba. Yes, scuba diving. Okay. Pooh,
diving.
repeat it, please.
Scuba
Scuba.
diving. Scuba.
Yes. Scuba diving. Good job. Keep going.
Go snorkeling.
Snorkel, right? We have snorkel. Can you? Okay, let's repeat after me. We got snore,
Snor
snorkeling.
snorkeling.
Yes, snorkeling. Thu, do you know the they are both to scuba diving and snorkeling. They are both water sports. But what is the difference between scuba diving and snorkeling? Do you know the difference?
Sorry, I don't know.
I can help you out. Which requires requires you to have special equipment so that you can swim deep underwater and you can breathe underwater.
I think
Snorkeling
is
or
scuba diving.
scuba diving, exactly. Scuba diving is usually it is more dangerous because it requires skills, and also you guys need special devices or special equipment so that you can breathe underwater. And usually when you go scuba diving, you go deeper into water. But snorkeling, you just swim just below the surface when you go snorkeling, you just swim just below the surface of the water, so it's not dangerous, and you don't need like a big machine. You only need a tube, very simple equipment. And is that all too? What else?
Try local festival.
Yes, join local festival. Okay, now thank you very much, and let me show you guys what is scuba diving here. Now you will see here, these are different photos of people going scuba diving. They need a special device so that they can swim deep into the water and they can breathe underwater, right? So these are photos of people doing scuba diving. If I had the chance, I would really love to try this. And next, let's take a look at snorkeling and what is snorkeling. Here, you will see here, this is, I don't know, this is a boy or a girl, but when you go snorkeling, you swim just below the surface of the water. It's not dangerous, and that is why you only need a tube, right? And that's it. And big glasses. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to our table, and now I need your help. Giang Lê, please. Giang Lê, can you please unmute yourself? Now we'll talk about
Yes, I'm here.
yes, we'll talk about accommodation. Can you please tell us about different types of accommodation that you see in this table?
Different?
Yeah, so
I can
what
see
are
thing, kind of like a building.
but here, let's tell us the words which are
A
the
tent.
types. A tent, yes. When you go camping, keep going.
A resort.
Yes, very good. A resort, keep going.
A hostel.
A hostel. What is a hostel? Can you please tell us what is a hostel?
I don't know.
A hostel, is it a host is okay, let's have a choice. Is a hostel an expensive hotel or a cheap hotel?
A cheap hotel.
A cheap hotel. Good job. Keep going.
A homestay.
A homestay, if you want to have a lot of interaction with local people, right? Okay, and
And a lodge.
what is a lodge? What
Like
is a lodge?
a lodge is for like students and they rent it and they will pay for it once a month.
That's we may need to make a little bit a small change to that. A lodge usually is more often that people who maybe they have a small house in the countryside or in a mountainous area, and they may go there for maybe a holiday or when they want to take a break from city life. So let me show you guys what is a lodge. So a lodge is usually not big, but it's quite pretty. And nearby Hanoi, you can think about Sóc Sơn. Sóc Sơn is an area where there are different lodges. People go there for a break from city life. So here, let's forget about fancy something fancy like this, but this is how a lodge looks, like a house in a countryside or in a mountainous area, and people go here during their holiday time or to recharge their batteries. This is a lodge. Thank you. And now we're going to finish column number 3. I would like to hear, we're going to finish this activity. I would like to hear from Mai Chi, please. Where to visit?
Yes.
Okay, wait. Yes, where to visit?
Theme park.
What is a theme park, Mai Chi? Now we know a park, right?
Yeah.
So what is a theme park? And the word theme. The word theme, what does it mean, Mai Chi? Can you give me a synonym of the word theme?
I don't know.
Don't worry, your friends will help you. Everybody, if you know a synonym of the word theme, can you please type it in the chat box? Mai Chi and I are waiting. Can you type the synonym of the word theme into, let's see, topic, exactly. So a theme park is a park which is built according to a topic. So for example, when you go into Disneyland, the topic is, I think that it's fairy tales and different stories, right? So when you go into a theme park like Disneyland, it's not just not a park with a lot of trees, where it is built according to a topic. It can be science fiction or it can be fairy tales. Keep going, Maichi.
Museum.
Museums. They are wonderful places to learn about local history and culture. Yes, keep going.
Hot springs.
Hot springs. So what do people often do when they go to a hot spring?
Um, I think in my opinion, they just stand. I don't know, sit.
Yes. And do you know what is there at a hot spring?
Like which has hot water.
Exactly. Is it man-made or natural?
Man-made.
Natural.
Oh, really?
Natural. A hot spring is a place where people usually go there to take a bath. There is natural hot water, mineral water, and many people believe that if they take a bath at a hot spring, it will be good for their health, right? Hot springs. And then, Maichi, keep going.
The dessert.
But let's be careful. The stress on the first, Maichi, the stress on the first, and we have the sound. So can you say that again with the stress being on the first?
Dessert.
Oh,
Right.
is no, this is the sound, not the e sound. So desert.
Desert.
Yes, desert. Dessert is a different thing. Dessert is a sweet thing that you eat after you finish your main dishes. So that's dessert, the sweet thing that you eat after you finish your chicken or your meat. But dessert is my chicken. You describe the characteristics of a desert.
In the movie it's like something somewhere very hot and there is no water.
Exactly, very hot, very dry with a lot of sand. And we have museums. Let's repeat it here. Is that all?
Yes.
Yes, that's all. Thank you. So we have hot springs. Let me show you guys a photo of a hot spring. Is in Vietnam we also have I think that about several hot springs, and people love to go there to take a bath. So you see here, it's hot, and in a hot spring there's natural hot water. Many people believe that mineral water at a hot spring has healing power, making them feel healthy and better after they take a bath there. Thank you. And let's go back to our table. The rest, yes, they go to the final column. Unexpected situations. Yes, your trip can be cancelled. You may lose your belongings like your wallet, your phone, your money, your watch. You may try a dangerous sport, like you may go rafting, and in some situations you may have injuries, you may hurt yourself. And yes, when you go to a new place, you may get lost, and the weather can be bad. I've been in Dalat for about three days. I'm lucky the weather is very, very good here. But yes, I've had experiences going to a place and the weather was very bad. I remember that I came to Phu Quoc last year, and right after I arrived at Phu Quoc airport, a storm hit the island. Okay, so that's it. Now let's move on to the next activity where you will play a game. I'm going to send you a link, and This is a chance for you to review vocabulary before we practice speaking. This is topic number 3. And once again, I don't know why I chose 2 activities which are very similar today here. But the theme is different. The theme is different. I chose a cowboy theme. There are 9 boxes and you will need to open them. I hate to use the same activity twice in a lesson. Sorry about that. I will open the box number 6. Again, you will have 30 seconds to answer the questions here. So, oh no, not yet, not yet. I will need to, I'm sorry. I will need to give you this activity a little bit later. After you finish your matching activity, exactly. After you finish your matching activity. Let's save the game for another activity. Okay. Hello, how can you please help me check the chat box?
Yes, I'm here. The chat, the file named is part 1 speaking question.
Exactly, thank you. Everybody, let's get the file, and you will see when you open the file, you will see, oh, this should be lesson number 5, not number 4. You will see, first of all, a table of vocabulary, and all of the words that we have just discussed, they are put here. They are here to remind you to use them, because if you can use a word when you speak, it's more likely that you can recognize the word when it appears in a recording. Underneath, you will see 10 questions about traveling and going on a holiday. So here, for example, you can say, for example, question number 8. Is it expensive to spend holiday in Vietnam? Then you can say, oh, it depends on where you go. For example, if you spend a holiday in the countryside, or if you go camping and you stay in a tent, it's not expensive at all. But if you choose to go to if you choose to spend your holiday in a resort, it will cost you a lot of money, like that. So everybody get the file in the chat box, and you will have the chance to have a chat with your friends. We have some very interesting questions here, like, have you ever faced an unexpected situation on a trip, like the weather was bad, or you lost something, or you got lost, right? So get the file in the chat box first, and I will give you guys 5 minutes to practice speaking. The purpose is to give you time to get familiar, to become familiar with new words. Okay, and we have Zhao Bao just came back, and I will resend the file. Bao, I will. Okay.
But
And the
I
file
have
has been sent.
I have a file.
Oh, you have received it. Good. So now I will send you guys into 6 different breakout rooms. Enjoy 5. I will send you into smaller rooms so that you will have more opportunities to practice speaking with your friends. Please remember that this is not a speaking class. This is a listening class. The purpose of our speaking activity is to get you guys to think about different situations when you go traveling, because yes, our listening activity will be related to activities that people do on their trip. And also, I want to give you time to get familiar with new words before requiring you to listen to a recording. Okay, so let's get the file first, and now accept my invitation, please. Let's go. In the first activity, we built some vocabulary that that is related to accommodation, like a resort or a hostel or a lodge. We also talked about what people usually do and some dangerous sports people try when they are on holiday. Now, there are several words which are directly related to your upcoming listening activity, and I will complete I will complete these words together with you guys here, right? For this activity, I will not send you into a breakout room because you will have a game later. So yes, you have chance to sit alone later. Insurance. Let's check this one. I would like to, okay, let's scan the table. Now let's match the word insurance. Chang, please, Chang Nguyen. Here we have insurance. Hello, Chang.
Hello.
So let's scan the letters here and tell me which I should match the word insurance with. Everybody,
Yes, 8. Number 8. Number
Ah.
1 with H. Something you
letter
do.
H.
Yes.
Exactly. So everybody, there are some unexpected situations that may happen when you go on holiday. So it's recommended that you should buy insurance, especially
Yes.
when you take a long
I
trip.
spent about 100 million per year for the insurance.
Yes, when you go traveling.
No,
So here
just yeah.
yes. So here we are talking about like people also are encouraged to buy insurance when they go traveling, especially
Yeah, of
when-
course. The insurance, traveling insurance often be included in the trip with the company. They inform me. However,
yes.
I buy insurance for my family and family members.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. Thank you, Chad. And number 2, we'll move on to the word depart. I would like to hear from Bảo Ngọc. Bảo Ngọc, please. Depart. And departure is a noun. You may hear the word depart very often at an airport. You may hear something like Bảo Ngọc, like passenger Bảo Ngọc, your flight will depart in 10 minutes. So depart, what does it mean?
I think this is to leave a place, especially to start a trip.
Exactly, to leave a place. Depart, yes. The word you will hear the word depart a lot at an airport or at a train station. Very good, thank you. D. Belongings. I would like to ask. I would like to hear from Đức Anh, please. Belongings. What are your belongings?
Belonging is things that
Sometimes.
belong to you, like your phone, your wallet.
Exactly. And it's not unusual that people lose their belongings when they go traveling, right? Thank you. So we have letter I. This is a difficult word, and I will come back later. Number 5. Thank you again. Coach. I would like to hear from Ngọc Hào, please. The word coach. It has different meanings. But-
With G, the place, coat,
No,
custom
it-
or coat.
A coach, yeah, I know that this has different meanings. A coach can be a trainer, a person who trains you in sports, but here we're talking about traveling.
Yeah,
It's a little bit
we see a kind of bus for long journeys.
Exactly, thank you. Correct. Now everybody, a coach is a kind of bus, but what is the difference between a bus and a coach? Buses usually, yes. What is the difference between a bus and a coach?
I remember a bus which go around the city, one city, and the coach across one city to city.
To another city. Correct. Exactly. Everybody, both coaches and buses, they are big and long, right? But buses usually travel inside a city. But if you want to travel from one city to another city, you need to travel by coach because coaches are the means of transport for long journeys. For example, if you want to go from Hanoi to Haiphong, usually you will go by coach. Deposit. Thank you, Ngọc Ha. Now I would like to ask, Thu Ha, can you speak? If you can speak, please type yes in the chat box. Thu Ha? No, you can't. Right. Zabao, deposit. What does it mean? Hello, Zabao.
Hello.
Number 6, scan the table and tell me what is the meaning of the word deposit.
Deposit, I think, is the first amount of money paid to purchase something.
Yes, the first amount of money paid on the purchase of something. Correct, everybody. Now, when you book a tour, you need to deposit an amount of money. So yes, deposit is a verb and it's also a noun. In advance, I would like to hear from Thuy Linh. Thuy Linh, please.
In advance.
In advance, yes.
Well,
Scan the table. So
I think is that is before the time.
yeah, so we have yes, before the time that is expected, right? Good. Before something happens. Now, so Linh, during high season, when you go traveling, what do you usually need to do in advance during high season?
During high season,
Like the season which is very busy because everybody goes traveling. For example, if you go to Phú Quốc in high season, like everybody goes to Phú Quốc because it's summertime. What do you usually need to do in advance, like before you go on the trip? You need to
I will search for information and know
Yes.
more the detail about how it's like, what is the weather, and some details like that.
Yes, and you will need to book a hotel in advance, right?
Yes.
Maybe you also need to book a place at a restaurant in advance, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, when you arrive, there won't be a place for you. So thank you, Linh. That's the meaning of in advance, to do something before something else happens. Thank you. Tourist attraction. Now I would like to hear from Linh Nguyễn, please.
Yes, I'm here. I think be a place that people visit for pleasure and interest.
Yes. Can you, a tourist attraction is usually a place that attracts a lot of tourists. Linh, can you please give me an example of a tourist attraction in Hanoi?
I think maybe in Temple of Literature or Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum.
Exactly.
Or,
Thank you.
yeah.
Or
I think some handicraft village like Bát Tràng and Vạn Phúc.
yes, very good. Perfect. So everybody, a tourist attraction is a place that attracts a lot of tourists, like the Temple of Literature, the first university of Vietnam, or Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. Thank you. Cha, an agent. Who's an agent, Cha? Thủy Cha, please.
Yes, I think that an agent is a business that represent one group or people when dealing with another group.
Thank you, Cha. Oh, I know. Yes, I know that these two words are very confusing, and many students find it hard to tell the difference between the word agent and agency. Right? Everybody, an agency. Okay, let me help you out. An agency is a business that represents another company or another group. So for example, when you go traveling and you want to buy a ticket, you don't go directly to Vietnam Airlines, right? Instead, you may buy a ticket from another group or from a ticket office because they represent Vietnam Airlines. In this case, a group or a company that represents another company is an agency, right? So an agency is a business or an organization. So this is letter E. Yes. So who is an agent? An agent is a person. Everybody, an agent is a person. So for example, if you want to book a tour, right? If you want to book a tour, then you will need, for example, if you want to go into Sơn Đoòng Cave, you will need to go to a tourism, you will need to go to an agency, an office. And when you go to that office, you will need to talk to a person, an agent, so that you will be able to book a tour to visit Sơn Đoòng, right? So an agency is a business or an organization. An agent is a person. Right? That's it. Thank you. Now it's time to give you guys a game before you have a break. I have a purpose to give you a break after. Yes, let's finish this game and then I will give you guys a break. Let's wait for me for about 5 seconds and I will send you a link immediately. Here, when you click on the link that I will send you in about 5 seconds, you will see this, still the cowboy theme, and you will need to open 9 boxes. I will choose box number 4. And I need someone to help me. Your bags are checked here. Oh, I forgot this one. I forgot this one. But now let's pick a strong student for a difficult question. Vinh, please. Vinh. At an airport, then you need to go through a place. Your bags and your luggage are checked in this place. Vinh, what is your answer? Vinh. He's not here. He's not here. So everybody, the answer is the word customs. Now, so you may wonder, okay, you may wonder what is a custom, right? As a word, I will go back to this. Let me share my screen. Let's look at the word customs here, and it is always written with letter S. It is always written with letter S. Customs. So this is a place at an airport, at a port, or at a station, and you need to go through this place, and your bags and your luggage will be checked to make sure that you don't carry anything illegal before you leave or enter a country. So now let me share you my screen here. Customs, I will need to, here. He doesn't look very friendly, right? He's checking. He looks like, okay, here. Let's look at this very unfriendly face. He looks like he has doubts about you, and maybe he's looking at your passport. This area is customs. You need to pass through this area, and your luggage, your bags will be checked before you leave an area and enter another area. So, and it is always written with letter S. Be careful. So for example, at Nội Bài Airport, before you go on an airplane, you must pass through the customs area. Thank you. Okay, so now I will give you the link. Challenge yourself, get the link in the chat box and tell me when you guys are done. Thank you. Okay, everybody, welcome back. A short break, right? I'm sorry, but I have so many other things to do. Okay, welcome back. And now we'll start our listening activity, and I hope that all of you guys downloaded materials either before our lesson today or during the break time. And so now it's time for you guys to practice listening. Some of you guys may wonder why I don't just play the recording, and you will listen. And why I required you guys to download materials in advance is because poor internet connection may affect sound quality, and you may not be able to hear the recording clearly, and that is why I require you to download materials first. Okay, so in the next activity, you will need to listen to a lady talking to an agent, a person, right? She will ask about self-drive tours in the USA, and you will need to complete the form. And in each blank, you will be able to write only one word. And here, this is not something new, right? In IELTS listening part 1, you will need to answer 10 questions, and you will have a short break in the middle. So in the next activity, I will be silent, and you guys will be very busy. You will need to open 2 files, one PDF file about self-drive tours in the USA, and one audio file. You will need to please note that here you see an example done for you, but this piece of paper, this exam paper is old. Now IELTS will not do an example for you. In the updated version, you don't have an example done for you, so please remember that. Okay, a quick check before I let you go. I would like to ask Mai Chi, please. Hello, Mai Chi. Mai Chi, can you please unmute yourself? Hello, Chi.
Yes. I'm
In the
here.
next activity, I will be silent, but you will be very busy.
Okay.
How many questions do you need to answer?
I cannot hear it clearly, but I think it's 10.
Sure, 10, of course. And how many files do you need to open?
Two. I think two.
Or what are they?
One file is the paper which has the question,
Yes.
and one file is has the sound.
Yes, we have an audio file, right?
Oh yes.
An audio file, or an audio file and a PDF file. Thank you, Mai Chi. And Chi, so when you finish answering all of the questions, what do you need to do?
I think I need to show my friend the answer in my
No,
room.
you don't need to show your friends, but you need to inform me, okay?
Okay.
So when you are done, please type like I'm done or I have finished in the chat box. Okay, everybody, now you won't have to listen. You won't have to listen to me anymore, or at least in 10 minutes. I won't have to do anything, but you will be very busy. You have 10 questions to answer about self-drive tours in the USA. Okay, so I will be silent now, and if you want to ask me anything or if you want to communicate with me, please type in the chat box. Don't say anything because you may disturb your friends. Okay, 10 minutes. Start now. When you finish answering all of the questions, please inform me. Okay, so I will resend you the link. Thank you. Okay, so everybody, let's start. Okay, hello. Now let's check the answers together. Let's check the answers together, and there are several things that we can learn from this listening exercise. Okay, let me share my screen. Like reading, I will always pick up several points. I will always highlight several points that you should learn after completing a task or an exercise. Okay, let me share my screen. Here it is, and I would like to collect answers from you guys before confirming whether or not it is correct. Okay, Đức Anh, hello Đức Anh. Number one, please. We're talking about this lady, Andrea Brown, and her address. Đức Anh, please. Can you help me to spell, the word road is already here and 24 is here. Can you help me to spell the name of the road, Đức Anh? Hello, Đức Anh.
Hello.
Hi, can you please help me to spell the name of the road?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Đây nghe được. A or D.
So we got A, R, D. Yes.
Lein.
Lein.
GH.
GH. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Đức Anh. So, Artley Road, right? So now we'll see here. Exactly, the answer is totally correct. This lady, Andrea Brown, she called a travel agent, a man, a person, right? And the man asked her about her address, and her address is 24 Artley Road. And your spelling is totally correct, Đức Anh. Thank you. And then we move on. Here, the man collected some other pieces of information like the postcode and her phone number. And also now he wanted to know where the lady heard about the company, the source of information. I would like to ask Chen Hương Giang, please. Answer for question number 2.
Another newspaper.
Exactly, correct. From newspaper. Thank you, and let's check. There are different sources of information, right? People may hear about a company from a friend, a relative, or, but here, let's say, and here, the man asked, you will see here. Oh, right here. The man asked, where you heard about World Tours. World Tours is the name of the travel agency, and the man is an agent there. Or did you see an advert somewhere? And the lady said that I read about you guys in the newspaper. So newspaper is a correct answer. And then as the man said something about giving brochures are thin books giving information about a service or product, but it's not related to the answer. We're caring about the source of information before the lady talked to this travel agent. So brochures or other things are not related. The answer is newspaper. Thank you. And now, after the guys collected all the information he needed, he started to give the lady, some information about different self-drive tours. Tung Anh, about the trip number 1, this Los Angeles, right? This lady wants to visit some. What is your answer? Tung Anh? Hello, Tung Anh? What's your answer for number?
Yes, my answer is Theme.
Yes, can you spell it?
THEME.
Exactly, theme parks. Thank you, Tung Anh. And I will see here we have, as the man said that they have a couple of self-drive tours, right? Let me remove some distractors here. The man said that they have, his agency has some self-drive tours, and the first one begins in Los Angeles, right? And there's plenty of time to visit some of the theme parks here. And the lady, now let's listen to whether or not the lady wants that. The lady said, there's something on my children's list, so I want to include that. The man suggested theme parks, and the lady said that she wanted to include that. So theme parks. Thank you. It's very important that we wait for the lady's confirmation. Why? Because let's look at question number 3. Customer wants to visit some blah blah blah. The travel agent may suggest something, but you need to wait until the customer confirms that she wants that thing. Don't choose or don't just don't choose an answer or don't write down a word immediately and forget to double check your answer, because when you look at a form, it's very important that you predict who will give you the information that you need. In this situation, I see the word customer. Customer wants to. So I pay attention to what the travel agent says, but I want to double check, and I will care more about whether or not the lady wants the same thing, right? So let's move on. Question number 4. Here, question number 4 is a tricky one, and there's something that I would like to discuss with you guys about question number 4. It's a difficult one, a tricky one. I would like to ask Giang Lê, please. Question number 4. Hello, Giang Lê.
Tent. My answer is tent.
Okay, so your answer is 10. Okay, let's check. Thank you, Giang. Now, I would like to tell you guys why answer number 4 is a little bit tricky. A customer wants to stay in a lodge, a small, lovely house, and she doesn't want to stay in a tent. And some students ask me, I'm sorry, number 4, is it okay if I write down the word campsite? Because I definitely heard the word campsite in the recording. And is the word campsite accepted here? My answer is no. Why? Okay, let me explain. Here, about trip number 1, and the man said that you can choose to stay in a lodge or on the campsite. And I know that some students wrote down the word campsite. Some students in my other classes did. But the answer is not. And then the lady said that I don't like the idea of staying in a tent. It would be too hot, right? So she would go for a lodge. Why the word campsite is not accepted here? Now, there's one thing that you should learn from number 4. When you listen, when you wait for the answer that you want, pay attention to not only the words that go directly before the blank, but you need to pay attention to a very important thing, which is preposition. Preposition. Here, prepositions are words that show locations or relationships between nouns like in, on, at, with, of, without. And so you see here, customer wants to stay in a lodge. And the word number 4 here, it follows the preposition in. But let's look at the script. You see the word campsite, right? The word campsite follows the preposition on. And you will need to choose a noun which follows in. Let's look at this. The customer wants to stay in a lodge. And she doesn't want to stay in a tent because it would be too hot. If you choose campsite, you must see the word on too. But now let's double check. Before the blank, before number 4, you don't see the word on. You only see the preposition in. So in a listening test, pay attention to the keywords that come before the blank, and don't forget the role of prepositions. So tent is a correct answer, not campsite. Thank you. Thank you, Giang. And number 5, I would like to hear from Pooha, please. Pooha.
Yes, I'm here.
Number 5.
Your number 5 is a casual.
Customers. Can you spell it, please? C.
CASD LE.
TLE. Again, can you say this one again?
Casual.
Castle. Very good. Letter T is silent. Thank you very much. Exactly. So you will see here. Someone told me that there's a really nice castle near Cambria. Cambria. Will we go near that? Right. So we have castle here. Thank you. And number 6. Let's talk about number 6. Thank you, Ha. And I would like to hear from Trang Nguyễn. Trang Nguyễn, please. What's your answer for number 6?
Should be go to the beach.
Correct answer, but Trang, this is a very confusing word because many students make a pronunciation mistake when they say this word. Now, Trang, can you help me to say this word again with a long E sound?
Beach.
Yes. So when we have the long sound, we don't link this E sound with the Ch sound after that. So Trang, can you help me to say this? Just follow me. Can you help me to say bee? Think about the insect. Bee, just bee.
Bee.
Right, and then got beach.
Beach.
No, we don't want linking sounds, right? Just bee and ch.
Beach.
Beach, right? So here, Trang, let's try it again with this word, and we'll have the long E sound. So Trang, say this with a long E.
Week.
All right. So everybody, when you speak at a natural speed, it's very hard for you to make it really long. But a pronunciation rule is that when this sound is a long E sound, you don't link it with a vowel after, with a consonant after that. So basically, I have week, we and k, week. Right.
Week.
I don't. Yes, week. And so here, this is
beach.
Beach, right? B and ch, B and ch. So we have. I don't have any plans this week. Week and beach, right? B and ch. Don't link them together. Don't link the E sound with the ch sound after that. Just B and ch, beach. Yes. So the answer can be beach and beaches. Both are correct, and I will explain why IELTS will accept both beach and beaches in this for this answer in the next lesson, because I know that you guys have, many of you guys have problems with the plural form, and I will explain that later. But for today, I will say that both beach and beaches are accepted for number 6. Beach and beaches, right? It will become clearer when you use a plural form, beaches. I will say beaches. Right? Next, let's move on. Let's move on, and I would like to ask Ho Chang, please. Ho Chang, number 7. Ho Chang, number 7, please.
Is 2020.
Is it 2020? Is that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll double check later. And how about number 8? Take number 8 too, Chang.
Flight.
Flight. Very good. Thank you. Flight. Thank you. And Hương Chang, please. Hương Chang, can you please unmute yourself? Hương Chang? Hương Chang, you are not. Hi. Number 9, please.
Number 9. My answer is 425.
125?
425.
425. So how about number 10?
Number 10. My answer is dinner.
Dinner. All right, let's check. Okay, let's check. Thank you, Chang. So now we'll see that we have different trips, right? And the first one, which is a little bit longer, and we have 2020, totally correct. And the cost includes a lot of things, and it includes accommodation, a car rental, and a flight, correct? And about the second one is a little bit shorter. You will see the length here, and we'll discuss this number a little bit later. But the cost is Chang. did I mishear you, or is 400?
No. My answer is 425.
Okay, it is 429.
Yeah.
And yes, the word dinner is totally correct. Thank you, Chang. Now, everybody, today there are 3 things we can learn from our listening activity. 3 things. Number 1, the power of prepositions. If you choose a word, especially a noun, it must follow the right preposition. We have on the campsite and in a tent. Answer number 4. Next, about the pronunciation of the word beach. You should be careful with that because the word beach appears very often when you speak English, especially when you talk about your summer activities. So we have beach and beaches. And the pronunciation rule is that whenever you pronounce the long I, don't link the long E sound, don't link this sound with the sound after that, all right? So for example, here we have this, and basically I will have sweet, and sweet, and I will have the word week, and then beach and beaches. And now let's talk about this one. The point number 3 that you can learn from your listening activity, because listening is very different from reading. We don't have many new words to learn, but we need to work on pronunciation. I would need someone to help me to say this number. I would like to ask. Okay, and I would like to ask Linh Nguyễn. Linh Nguyễn, do you want to give it a try? This is a tricky one.
Yes.
Say
Number
this one.
number 9, I think is
Say this one.
980 kilometer.
Kilometers.
Kilometers. Yeah.
Can you say the number again? Just say the number again.
980
kilometers. Okay, very nice and clear. Link, very nice and clear. And I still remember the first time I taught you, and I said that you have a beautiful voice, and I still haven't changed my mind at all. Very nice and clear. But now let's check. Is it that kind of clear in an IELTS recording? I need to discuss this because it may happen in other listening exercises. Okay, I will need to ask you guys, listen to
Cambridge English.
Listen to just a small part.
It's 12 days and covers 2,020. You cover about 980 kilometers. Or
once again.
But you spend only 3 days on the road. You cover about 980 kilometers altogether.
Okay, so you when the man said this number, you hear something like 980 kilometers. It's very important that I discuss the native sound because it may happen in other listening exercises, and if I don't discuss this, it is likely that you may make a mistake and you may lose a point. So here we have 900. It is obvious, and I don't have anything to talk about this. But here we have 900, right? We have 900 is obvious, but now we have the N, and then we have 80. In spoken English, the word "and" here is very weird to hear anyone say this word. And usually it is "un." And when people speak very fast, you will hear that it is this sound, it is linked to the sound before and after it. So that is why you hear 900 done. Okay, so 1 and 80. Now everybody, from 1 to 10, linking sounds only happen when you talk about number 8, right? So you can make linking sounds when a word starts with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, or 1. But the word 8 is the only number that starts with a vowel, letter E, right? So that is the reason why you will hear something like 980, right? You will hear 90 very often when number 8 appears. So the man said in the recording, 980, 90. Many students, when they can't figure out the 90 sound, they write down 90 because it is something closest to the number that they can imagine. Now I need to be clear about the linking sound, and this is the only number 8, where linking sounds happen, 90. So please, that's N80. As Linh said, nice and clear, 980. But at a natural speed, it will sound like 980, then 90. Right? So when you hear the 90, don't write down 90, write down 80. Thank you, everybody. That's it. So that is our listening part. Thank you. And now we're done with our listening, which is a little bit long. Thank you. And I will change back to Vietnamese. Ok, Vietnamese. Bởi vì cái phần vừa nãy nó khá là quan trọng nên là mình sẽ cần phải nhắc lại em nhé. Đây là một điều mà ít nhất nó đã xảy ra trong khoảng tầm 3 cái đề listening rồi, tức là chuyện nối âm ạ. Và đặc biệt là đối với phần của IELTS Section 1 thì em sẽ nghe là các con số khá là nhiều, và trong tất cả các con số từ 1 đến 10 thì chỉ có số 8 là xảy ra nối âm thôi em ạ. Bởi vì nó là số duy nhất bắt đầu bởi một nguyên âm, chữ E. 8. Em không thể nối khi bắt đầu bởi một phụ âm được, đúng không? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 1. Chỉ có số 8 là số nối thôi, nên khi em nghe các âm 90 thì nhớ là đừng ghi là 90 mà là âm số 8 đó. Cảm ơn em ạ. Ok, vậy thì phần tiếp theo mình chắc chắn là không muốn em ngồi bị học quá mệt rồi. Phần tiếp theo mình sẽ giao cho em như thế này này. Mình có chuẩn bị sẵn cho em một cái link như thế này. Nhưng mà tất nhiên là với một cái lượng thời gian quá là ít ỏi và hiếm hoi thì mình sẽ không bắt em ngồi lại. Đây mình sẽ chuẩn bị, mình sẽ gửi cho em một cái link như thế này làm bài tập về nhà. Và em sẽ thấy rằng đối với tất cả các đáp án mình đều đã để sẵn ở đây. Rồi ví dụ như các bài thì em chỉ có làm bài yes, no, not given thôi nhá. Đây, mình xin lỗi. By multiple choice questions, bullying at school, making every drop count, và bài Adam's Wine mình sẽ để sẵn ở đây. Và nếu trong trường hợp em đọ các đáp án này và em cảm thấy không hợp lý thì rất đơn giản thôi, em chỉ cần bôi đen hoặc bôi đậm lên, và chỉ cần em bôi thì mình sẽ type đáp án sang lập tức sang bên cạnh kèm với lời giải thích của mình là tại sao đáp án lại là như thế. Thì mình sẽ như vậy là cái link này sẽ được gửi về nhà để em tự check đáp án. Và với bất cứ đáp án nào em check xong em cảm thấy rằng là em không được hiểu lắm đâu cô ơi, thì lúc đấy cô sẽ là người làm nhiệm vụ là ví dụ khi cô hướng dẫn em một chút này, tại vì có nhiều bạn đang không học lớp nói viết của cô, thì khi mà em nhìn thấy một bảng vàng ở đây thì điều này có nghĩa là cô đã add comment đó, ví dụ như thế này, và em chỉ cần click vào thôi, click vào mảng vàng, lập tức phần comment của cô nó sẽ hiện ra nhé. Và bằng cách này thì cô sẽ giải thích được cho em những cái đáp án mà em đọc rồi mà em vẫn còn không hiểu lý do tại sao. Thì đối với cái file này ngày hôm nay của buổi đọc mà mình sẽ làm ngắn gọn đi như vậy. Phần thứ hai nữa đó chính là mình vẫn sẽ tiếp tục giao cho em một phần bài tập về nhà. Đó là phần bài tập liên quan đến từ vựng ạ. Tại vì là lúc nào thì mình cũng sẽ bắt đầu buổi học với một bài tập về phần từ vựng. Tức là khi mà em đã làm bài xong rồi thì phải highlight từ vựng cho em. Và mình sẽ gửi kèm cả cái file này nữa nhé. Đó chính là các từ được coi là quan trọng và em cần phải học trong cái phần bài tập về nhà của em. Đó từ khoảng tầm là 14 từ thôi, nhưng mà những từ mà mình chọn ấy đều là những từ sẽ lặp đi lặp lại rất là nhiều trong các bài đọc khác. Rồi, và em cũng cần phải làm cả bài matching này nữa. Buổi sau thì mình chỉ có cho chơi game thôi. Rồi, cảm ơn em ạ. Mình sẽ quyết định là đẩy phần chữa bài hoàn toàn là của buổi ngày hôm nay thôi, là để cho làm thành phần bài tập về nhà, và em có thể mình sẽ không giữ em ở lại đây quá muộn. Ok ạ, vậy thì mình sẽ kết thúc buổi học ngày hôm nay, một buổi mà focus rất là nhiều vào listening. Nếu các bạn có câu hỏi gì thì bạn có thể ở lại hỏi cô ạ. Và đặc biệt là các bạn mà để nghỉ đi học muộn ấy, có bất cứ điều gì em có thể ở lại để hỏi cô nhé. Cô cảm ơn.